Ever leave a conversation with a narcissist spinning, drained, desperate to be understood but never are? Well, today I'm going to show you exactly what to say to stop a narcissist cold without explaining, defending, or escalating. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to respond and, more importantly, how to hold your energy so the narcissist loses interest and you walk away free, not hooked or held hostage. Hi friends, Tamie M. Joyce here, empowerment life coach and creator of the Freedom class and the Ascension class. In this video, I'll show you how to communicate in a way that ends the chaos and confusion and restores your power. I've coached hundreds of clients and these lines silence the games in seconds. So stick around. I'll give you the exact words to shut down a narcissist and set yourself free, even when you can't go no contact yet. Picture this, you're in yet another mind-bending, crazy-making, exhausting conversation with the narcissist. No matter what you say, it's twisted, dismissed, or used against you. And you want to walk away, but you don't know how. Your heart's pounding, you're replaying the conversation in your head, and you wonder if you'll ever get out of this toxic cycle. You feel powerless, but you don't have to stay stuck. If you're tired of feeling trapped, misunderstood, or like nothing you ever say lands, you're not alone. I've been helping clients break free for years, starting with just a few simple yet powerful lines. Let me show you how. To start, I'll give you the exact words to use, no drama, no long explanations, just clear, calm boundaries that shut down the games for good. But first, it's important to remember, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you're actually dealing with an entitled, childish ingrate who lacks boundaries and has very little empathy, if any at all. Depending on where they are on the spectrum of destructive narcissism, they may even be lacking in conscience entirely. So, what does this mean for you? Well, you're dealing with a master manipulator, someone who's willing to twist the truth, play victim, and go to shocking lengths just to avoid accountability. So you want to be sure to choose your battles wisely. And I'm going to be honest with you, more often than not, it's absolutely going to be in your best interest to simply walk away quietly. No sudden movements, just stay under the radar. And once you get away, stay away for good. Truly, that will always be your best bet when you know you're dealing with an empathy-impaired emotional manipulator who feels entitled to twist, distort, deflect, lie, exploit, target, and abuse. But if, for whatever reason, walking away, quietly or otherwise, is not an option for you, if, for whatever reason, you're not quite ready, willing, or able to do that, then here's what you want to know. When it comes to shutting a narcissist down permanently, so you can finally be free, the first thing you want to do is leave all emotion out of it. Do not, under any circumstances, react to their provocations. You want to deal with them like it's a business transaction, no matter who they are. This helps you detach from the emotional manipulation. So understand there is no room for emotion. If your goal is to finally be free of the narcissist and all the crazy making they bring to the relationship, and you may feel compelled to defend yourself, that's perfectly understandable, but their goal is to get a reaction, and your silence is your shield. Remember, their chaos only works if you join in the dance. So refuse to play, and you begin to break the cycle. Picture them baiting you at the dinner table. Instead of you firing back, you just nod, breathe, and say nothing. That's not weakness, that's power. Your goal is to remain calm, cool, and collected no matter what it takes. Make a conscious effort to focus on your breath, stay present in your body, and remain completely non-reactive. In other words, underreact to the best of your ability. It might take every ounce of self-restraint you have, but you can do this. Every time you underreact, you take your power back, and every time you react, you feed into their control. Later, you can vent in your journal, with your therapist, coach, or a safe friend. But in the moment, you're ice cold, bulletproof, if you want to successfully shut the narcissist down. And you must remain calm, detached, and emotionally neutral if that's what you want to accomplish, at least in their presence. Next, think counterintuitive. Forget reasoning with this person, being heard, or getting your needs met. It's not going to happen. You're not dealing with a reasonable, rational adult. Rather, you're dealing with an entitled, childish ingrate. You're dealing with someone who, as I said, is willing to go to any lengths to provoke you, to hurt you, to win the right fight, to get their way, to manipulate you to their own end, to manipulate the perceptions of others, and to control and manipulate outcomes. If they're resentful and motivated enough, they're going to be willing to go to any lengths necessary to seek revenge, whatever it takes. And that's probably the last thing you need. The truth is, because narcissists lack a fundamental moral compass, they will go to lengths that you and I cannot even fathom or imagine. They don't have the same emotional response to their shocking attitudes and behavior, which is why they're often so shocking to us. They do and say things. They contrive situations and circumstances. They manipulate, gaslight, and play games, leaving great big huge chunks of the truth out of the equation. Ever found yourself explaining your feelings for the 10th time, only to be met with eye rolls, deflection, or twisted words? That's not a communication problem. That's a narcissist problem. When someone responds to your emotional honesty with contempt, blame shifting, or ridicule, they self-select out of your life. You don't have to slam the door. They close it for you by showing who they are. So forget showing up with your big heart and all the love and empathy you carry. Forget trying to become a better communicator, more understanding, more patient, tolerant, and long-suffering. If only I could twist and contort myself enough, maybe I could make this work. Forget all of that. Every time you show up with empathy, reason, or logic, you give them another chance to twist the knife and the narrative. The real power move is to stop playing their game entirely. So forget what you would normally bring to a discussion with a healthy person. You're not dealing with a rational adult. So none of your usual empathy, reasoning, or logic is going to work. Instead, do the exact opposite. That's what I mean by think counterintuitive. To shut them down so you can finally be free, here's what you do want to do. With as much emotional detachment as you can muster, use words and short, clear, simple statements like, no, or no thank you, I'm not available, or I can't do that, I'm not interested. The point being, when it comes to communicating with a narcissist, the word no is a full and complete sentence. You can also add, I'm not available for that conversation. That's not going to work for me. You're entitled to your perspective, and I'm clear on mine. Or, that's your opinion, not my reality. We'll have to agree to disagree. I'm no longer available for conversations that go nowhere. I see what you're trying to do, and I'm not engaging. That's not my responsibility. I trust you to handle it. Now, why do these work? Because narcissists feed off of your emotional reaction. When you stay calm, clear, and brief, you cut their supply and show them you're not a good target. Each of these land like a verbal boundary, clean, calm, and final. And when followed by silence, they hit even harder. Now, I get that this might take a little practice. It's not going to be easy in the beginning, that's for sure. You might want to practice in the mirror or with a safe friend beforehand. But if you can practice delivering the information with zero emotion attached to it, no high voltage, energetic intensity, flat, clear, and succinct, followed by silence, your message will start to land. And know that it's perfectly normal to feel a little shaky or anxious the first few times you set a boundary. That's okay. Every time you do, you get stronger and the narcissist loses more power over you. But for this to work, it's important that you learn to get comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. Much of the power in this strategy is saying what you need to say and nothing more. Let the awkward silence do the work for you. So, for example, simply say no and breathe, and let the uncomfortable silence be what it will be. Picture their face when you say no, and just breathe, zero emotion. Watch them squirm as the silence stretches on. That's your power working. As your one-word response or short, clear statement lands and the silence hits harder than any words ever could. And if for safety reasons you can't say no yet, that's perfectly okay. Just say something like, I'll think about it, and nothing more, and walk away. The thing is, every time you stay silent after making a clear statement, you teach them you're not a good target and you protect your peace. Your job is to stay present in your body, breathe, and hold on to yourself. You are simply delivering information. Remember, you're treating it like a business transaction, right? You're approaching this with that kind of mindset. No emotion, just facts. This isn't about being cold. It's about protecting yourself from manipulation and reclaiming your power and your freedom. Again, every time you stay silent after a clear statement, you teach them you're not a good target and you protect yourself, your peace of mind, and your well-being. And if you need help with this and you'd like to learn more about the possibility of working with me in one of my coaching programs, there's a link in the description below this video where you can apply to see if you qualify for a free one-on-one consultation with either myself or a member of my team. There's also a free gift section in the description below this video, so be sure to avail yourself of that as well. Now, you can also say things like, I understand, or I see, or I hear you. Let me think about it. I'll let you know. I'll get back to you. Again, short, succinct, super clear, followed by silence. Silence is so powerful. Once we get past the discomfort, silence is by far the most powerful thing you can not say, meaning it's more powerful than anything we could ever say. So be sure to use it, especially when dealing with someone who lands on the spectrum of destructive narcissism. What you're looking to communicate as clearly as possible is this: you have zero power or influence over me. You're wasting your time here. I am not a good target. I am not giving my power away today. When that is the message we want to send to any individual who thinks it's a good idea to target us in any way, silence is going to make them far more uncomfortable than you can even imagine. Where appropriate, now, it's not always going to be appropriate, but when it is, you can say something like, cool, okay. I'm okay with that. That's fine with me. Or one of my personal favorites, I don't care. And silence, nothing more. Simply let it land. If you're feeling brave and you know you're safe, you can also say something like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. And silence. Watch the narcissist become completely unraveled when they realize they are entirely powerless over you. This is how you shut down a narcissist, reclaim your power and your freedom permanently. You start communicating like this while remaining completely detached and emotionally neutral, embodying a couldn't give a flying bleep kind of energy, letting the silence do its thing. Pretty soon, they have to go find someone else to play with, and you, well, you'll be left in peace. You'll be free to get on with creating your happy, healthy, productive life, free to start moving in the direction of a much better life, without all the nonsense the narcissist brings to the table. Another option, of course, is to simply go for silence right from the get-go. And I don't mean in a highly manipulative or passive-aggressive way like a covert narcissist would. That's not what I mean. I mean in a way, and this is about the energy that you carry, in a way that says, I'm boundaried. I am not easy prey. Again, I am not a good target. In a way that clearly communicates that you're actually bulletproof, unshakable, uninteresting, and fully uninterested, fully unaffected, and unfazed. Picture them fishing for a reaction, and you just calmly sip your tea, or simply look away, say nothing, and let the silence hang in the air as your calm personal power fills the room. That's your boundary in action. And if you've ever watched a narcissist get uncomfortable in the face of your silence, type silent strength in the comments below. What you're shooting for here is to diffuse what would otherwise be a high voltage, intense conversation. So that's the goal. You want to keep that in mind. You're not looking to antagonize, escalate, or provoke and make things worse. Instead, you're looking to turn the volume down on the insanity to the best of your ability. Now, that said, you are not responsible for how they show up, how they react, and how they behave. Just know that is your goal. You're looking to diffuse the situation, not make it worse. With that said, in so much as you're able, you're going to want to avoid inflicting narcissistic injury and inciting narcissistic rage. That's never going to work out well for you. Now, the truth is, we don't always have control over this, but in so much that you do have control, you want to avoid this. But how do you do that? Well, to begin with, let go of the need to have the last word, or get that dig in, or win the right fight. Learn to leave your ego out of it. If you can avoid doing that, and if you have the opportunity to avoid inflicting unnecessary narcissistic injury, you'll definitely be better off. Your goal is peace, not victory or revenge. The real win is walking away with your peace and personal power intact. Remember, they're looking to trigger an emotional reaction from you, so be prepared to say things like, fine, you're entitled to think that. You're entitled to see it that way. You're entitled to feel that way. When you do that, when you don't engage and get sucked into their toxic vortex, they're literally starved of their hit of narcissistic supply, meaning the emotional reaction they feed off of. And it doesn't take very long before they realize you're not going to be a good source of emotional and energetic supply. So, in as much as you're able, remain detached, calm, cool, and collected. Hang back. Don't get sucked in, and stick to facts only. No emotion. If you have to communicate at all, that's always going to be the way to go. Another good way to go is to either speak in the I language or the we language. And I get when we're engaged in nonsensical, frustrating, crazy-making conversations, it's so easy to fall into the blame spiral. You did this, you said that, you always, or you never. Because they know exactly how to trigger a reaction, don't they? But that's never going to help you break free. No matter how accurate or justified you are, they'll feel backed into a corner or even attacked, and everything will escalate from there. So practice speaking in the I language, or if you must, the we language. For example, instead of saying, you never respect my boundaries, try, I need to end this conversation now. Or, I'm not available to discuss this. Instead of saying, you never listen to me, try, I don't feel heard. I need to take a break from this conversation. Instead of, you're twisting everything I say, try, I feel like this conversation is going in circles and I'm not willing to keep repeating myself. Instead of, you make me feel crazy, no matter how true that may be, try, I feel uncomfortable when this happens and I'm going to take some space to clear my head. Instead of saying, you're so disrespectful, try, I don't feel respected right now. I'm stepping away until we can talk calmly. Instead of, you never take responsibility, try, I need some accountability and honesty in my relationships, and I'm not feeling that here. Instead of, you're always attacking me, try, I'm feeling attacked and I'm choosing not to continue this conversation. And for the we language, instead of saying, you obviously don't care about fixing this, try saying something like, we're not getting anywhere like this. Let's pause and revisit when we're both calm. Instead of, you always turn things around on me, try, we keep getting off track. Let's stay focused on one issue at a time. Instead of, you don't respect me, try, we both need respect in this conversation. Let's pause and come back when that's possible. Every time you use I or we language, you're protecting your peace and refusing to play their game. Always aim to keep it clean, classy, clear, and succinct. And learn to manage your own energy. Learn to manage what's going on with you. Avoid sarcasm, stay calm and strong, grounded and clear, refusing to give your power away. You can do this. It's time now. Now that you know what to say to a narcissist to finally be free, if you're ready to stop feeling powerless and reclaim your peace, watch this next video where I'll show you exactly what happens when a narcissist realizes you're too strong to control.